Hey everyone, it's Kelly from Strong Tower Pilates Studio. Welcome back to our channel. Today I want to teach you some breathing exercises that you can do at home. We know that deep breathing exercises can help improve diaphragm function, increase lung capacity, and lessen stress and anxiety, all of which we need during this pandemic. So I have a few techniques I want to teach you prior to us doing the breathing exercises, just to get our bodies ready, allow our nasal passages and our chest muscles to kind of open up, loosen up, so that we deep breathe even better when it comes time to do those exercises. So first, since a lot of us have nasal or sinus congestion, maybe chronically, maybe just during the winter months, because it's more dry, maybe you have some chronic inflammation issues or allergies, we're going to do some facial lymphatic drainage to help open up the sinuses and the nasal passages before we do our exercises. So what I want you to do is first sit comfortably. This is very easy to do, very gentle, but let's do a little test so that we can compare before and after. So take a deep breath in through your nose, and you can breathe out your mouth or your nose. And just notice as you breathe in through your nose if there's any difficulty, any congestion, maybe some blockage or something like that. So just being aware of that, and then we're going to breathe into each nostril one at a time so we can compare the two sides. So I'm going to plug up one of my nostrils, and you can exhale through the nose or mouth, and then we're going to do the other side to compare which side is more difficult to inhale through. So for me, it's my left side that's a little bit, feels a little bit tighter, a little bit fuller, so a little bit more difficult to breathe into. So that's the side I want to work on first. You choose what works for you. Because I'm working on my left side, I'm going to use my right hand to do the technique. So I'm going to put my right hand, my fingers at the top of my forehead, right in the center, and I'm just going to gently brush my fingers from my forehead down across my temple, right to my ear, right to the center of my ear. And again, this is very gentle. I'm literally just gently brushing my fingers. And I like to do this 8 to 10 times. You can do this less or more than that. That's just the number I choose. And I don't even count, I just do what feels good. So then I'm gonna do from my left side of my nose over to that spot on my ear, just rubbing gently across the sinus cavity. Again, 8 to 10 times. And this right here, I already, as I'm breathing, feel more open on this side. It's very amazing to me how it works. And then I'm going to take that fluid that I have just kind of directed over by my ear down my neck to where my collarbone meets my breastbone. So just, somewhere in that vicinity, just gently draw the fluid from that spot on your ear down the neck to the chest. Again, approximately 8 to 10 times. And then when I'm finished, I'm just going to tap that spot where I brought the fluid to or directed the fluid to, again, 10 times. And then that side is done. So now I'm going to take a deep breath in. And for me, it did work. I can feel that this side feels more open now than the other side does. And you could test with one finger blocking as well. Yeah, so the right side for me now feels thicker, I guess is the way to say it, or more congested than the left. So now I'm going to do the other side. Left hand to work the right side. My fingers go at the top of the forehead, and I gently bring the fluid down or brush my fingers down. The idea is that you're bringing fluid that's under this, in the sinuses, moving that lymphatic fluid, draining it towards the ear. And then, same thing with this side of the nose over to the ear, approximately 8 to 10 times. This is really good to do if you have a cold and you can't breathe through your nose. It's relaxing too, it kind of feels good, giving yourself a little facial massage. And then I'm going from my ear down my neck to that spot where my collarbone meets the breastbone. And then I'm going to tap 10 times and then take a deep breath in. And and out. And again, you could test by blocking one of the nostrils on either side to see if it worked for you. So hopefully that it did. And now we're going to move on to the next technique. So the next technique we're going to do to open up the mouth and the throat is Eve Gentry's, I don't know what she called it, but mouthwash technique is what I call it. I learned this from Michelle Larson, who was trained by Eve Gentry, who was trained by Joseph Pilates, and Eve is the lineage that I follow and was trained under. So anyway, it's a simple technique because she used to teach her clients to help them breathe better and improve their lung function. So all you do is pretend you have mouthwash in your mouth and you swish it around to help stretch out the jaw and the mouth and all the tissues around there, so, and the throat. So it looks funny, but you're gonna just put some air in your mouth and swish it around. And then that's it. Takes a few seconds. My dog thinks I look funny. I'm sure you think I look funny, and so do you. But now take a deep breath, either through your nose or your mouth. I like to do it through my mouth after doing that technique, and see if you feel like maybe you can take a deeper breath than before. Good. On to the next technique. So this last technique we're going to do to open up and expand the chest is probably easier done seated in a chair that doesn't have arms. I'm on the floor, obviously, and for sake of just time and not having to move around this setup, I'm just gonna do it right here. So all you're gonna do is, as you inhale, take your one arm up to the ceiling. You're gonna rotate around, reach back to the floor, and then unwind. And then we're gonna do the other side. So this is helping to stretch all the muscles around the chest, the upper back, and because of the twist, it's helping move those muscles around the rib cage. Inhaling as you go up and back and down, exhaling as you return. And let's do again. And again, this one feels really good. You can do this as many times as you want to. I'm gonna stop with just 2 on each side, just for the sake of time in this video. So finally, we're here, we're ready to do our deep breathing exercises. You did not need to do any of those things that I just showed you prior to doing this portion, but I think that they really do help improve your ability to breathe in even deeper, and that is the goal, is to breathe really deeply. So I'm only going to show you one version of this. The breath is the same for all, but you can do this in 4 different positions. This can be done, and I recommend doing it lying down on your back, and then lying prone on your belly, lying or sitting in a chair or on the floor, and then lastly standing. So again, all of the different ways have just different ability and for you to have a bigger capacity for the breath, and also like lying down on your back and on the belly helps kind of support your body in different ways and helps you feel things differently as far as where you're noticing things. So you have more support obviously when you're lying down versus when you're standing. It's good to do all of the above. I'm going to just stay here seated because I have limited space in here. So the breath pattern, like I said, is the same for all of the positions. You choose which one works best for you, or again, go through all of them. That would be ideal. So I like to put my hands either one on my chest and one on my belly, which is generally what I do, or both on my belly, or even wrapping them around me if that's comfortable for you. So whatever works for you, put your hands, at least one hand, if not both, on your abdomen so that you can feel your abdomen expand. So the pattern is to inhale as deeply as you can. Some people like to count their inhale, and I tend to just breathe as high as I can or as long as I can. I don't like to count necessarily because I like to see if I can just go as far as I can and then stop. And then when you finish the inhale, you hold it for a 3 count. Then you exhale for longer than the amount of time you inhaled if possible. You hold that without any air in your body for a 3 count. And then, or longer if your body feels like it can hold no breath longer than that, then just hold no breath until you feel the desire to take another inhale. So that's what I'm gonna do. So what we're gonna do is take a big inhale, bringing that air from the nose all the way down to the belly. Inhale deep. Hold it for 3 seconds. Exhale completely, and so completely that you feel the air just really being wrung out of your lungs and all the way out of your torso. Hold it for 3 seconds or longer. And then again, inhale through the nose. Hold. And exhale through the mouth. And hold. And then just breathe naturally. So that's the pattern. You should probably do that for a full minute in each different position that I talked about. Lying on your back, lying prone, seated, and standing. That would be only 4 minutes of your time, approximately, and that would be really beneficial for your lungs. And finally, doing those breath techniques that I just taught you with a humming on the exhale can actually even deepen your sense of calm and restoration during the breathing techniques. So I'll show you what that is like. So it's the same pattern, again, lying on your back, prone, seated, or standing. The breath pattern's the same, but you're gonna add a hum on your exhale. So you're gonna take a deep inhale through the nose, hold it for a 3 count, and as you exhale, you're gonna hum. So obviously mouth closed through your nose. For as long as you can, and then hold for a 3 count. Inhale deeply. Hold. Exhale with a hum. And hold. And then breathe naturally. Again, all of those things are great for you to do any position, maybe just a couple repetitions or up to a full minute. Helps strengthen the lungs, helps improve your lung capacity. Definitely a great thing to be doing for all of this anxiety that a lot of us are feeling during this pandemic. And especially if you end up getting sick with either the flu or COVID or something else, to help strengthen your lungs. And prior to getting it, please do these techniques to help strengthen your lungs so that hopefully you have an amazing outcome. I pray that you all stay safe, and I'll see you next time.